If you want unshakable confidence in your life, the kind of confidence that makes you commit to your dreams and drive big results in your life, you need more than fleeting motivation. Successful people understand clarity is the foundation for winning. Clarity, it emerges from listening, experiencing, and reflecting with purpose. The stronger you are connected to these practices, the clearer the path becomes, the deeper the discipline grows in execution. It is the secret to confidently achieving greatness. How often do we fall short of success simply because the path ahead, it lacked clarity? So today is the final installment on the series of moving from fear to flow. Throughout these episodes, we uncovered that confidence is the key ingredient to tapping into flow. Confidence overcomes anxiety. And when you're having fun, you create confidence. Today, I want to talk about the pinnacle of a confident life, having clarity. Everyone wants to be certain about life. It is what gives us hope, especially as we go into this new year, 2025. I can't believe it's here already. But if I can be honest, many of us, we are trying to gain confidence in our future while holding on to the things that made us regret our past. But you can't have confidence into something that didn't work. Overlooking your baggage while trying to add value to your life is a recipe for disaster. You can't move to clarity when you believe in get-rich-quick methodologies. You can't move to clarity when you smoke your problems away for a momentary high. You can't move to clarity when you rely on your past circumstances to find a new identity. You can't move to clarity when your old habits aren't dying hard, they're getting younger. You can't move to clarity when you're acting as a temporary talent in your life movie you're supposed to be directing. You can't move to clarity when you're mentally checked out of the game that's not over. You can't move to clarity when your fears dictate your actions. You can't move to clarity when you work on everyone else's dream but your own. I've learned that clarity, it comes at the cost of choosing your purpose. But distractions, they come at the convenience of escaping your reality. In other words, if you want to achieve greatness, if you want to achieve your dreams, getting clear on what you want, you have to remove the distractions. It has to become a non-negotiable because your dreams will pull you forward and your distractions, they're going to hold you back. Have you ever just stopped to consider that purposeful steps exudes confidence? And when you start taking these purposeful steps in your life, people can talk about your reasons all they want to, but it won't even matter. Because when you got this peace that comes from clarity, you focus on staying true to your path and not the opinions of others. Today, I want to talk about two powerful techniques for gaining clarity to help you build the confidence that you need to thrive in 2025. The first technique I want to give you is to release what must cease. I never thought I would say this out loud, so here it goes. I'm finally ready to start dating again. But as I've been preparing for this next season of my life, God dropped something heavy on my spirit. He said, Charles, don't hold on to the things that brought you comfort in your season of pain. During one of the toughest seasons of my life, I turned to gambling. I went to the casino. I love to play some blackjack. It gave me this thrill. In all honesty, it was a distraction from the pain that I didn't want to face. And even though I won more than I lost, God revealed to me, that's not the legacy that I want you to leave for your son or your daughter. I see so many generational curses in my family, patterns of hurt, pain, coping mechanisms that aren't serving us. And for a long time, I was looking around, waiting for someone to break the cycle. And then it hit me. It's me. I'm the one that has to stand in the gap. I'm the one God has called to break the cycle, to break the chain and create a new legacy of healing and strength. So here I am. I'm going into this next chapter of my life, not holding on to the things that brought me comfort in my season of brokenness, but fully leaning into what God has for my life. And if you're not willing to do that, I'm sorry, you're not ready for the next level. Letting go, it is what fuels massive action. It gives you the efficiency to do the tough thing, the courage to overcome your fear, and the boldness to focus on your dream. You got to let it go. Letting go is one of the hardest things that we can do. I must admit that. But in order to experience your next chapter, in order to experience your evolution, you're going to have to come up off some stuff. You are going to have to come to the conclusion that this part of my life, I no longer want to be the climax of my story. And even though that might be scary to figure out what happens next, even though that might mean you're going to have to work on yourself, even though that means you're going to have to disappoint others to honor the truth, to gain confidence, you got to release. Everyone's got a dream, but not everyone is willing to chase it. Because to go to new heights, you are going to have to release what is holding you back. Think about a rocket. When a rocket takes off into space, at the start of the journey, the boosters provide the power and acceleration needed to break through the atmosphere. And at a certain point, those same boosters, though they were crucial in the beginning, are no longer needed for the next phase. They are released. Without releasing, the rockets can't reach the new height and fulfill the mission. In the same way, I want to ask you, what are you still carrying that you should have released in order to step into your next season with confidence? I know you might be thinking, will letting go mean that I'll feel empty? What if I fail? What if nothing gets better? Will I be able to find someone better? I need to remind you that season of settling was only meant to teach you something about yourself. That season of shame was only meant to show you how fearfully and wonderfully you're made. That season of watching other people succeed was only meant to motivate you. And now I need you to embrace that season of expecting the unexpected. Have the courage to walk through that door that you never walked through before, with your hands fully in receiving mode, ready and available, because you got a new thing coming. You cannot hold on to your past and get to your future at the same time. Isn't that funny how that happens? That it causes you, that life will call you to say, I need you to prove to me that you no longer want what you've been standing in. I want you to let it go. And I want you to get into this serving, this space of that I don't know what it's going to look like. And I got to figure it out along the way. But if you just keep rewarding yourself by honoring your process, life will yield to you exactly what you want. But you got to let it go. I've learned that God will direct you in 3 ways. So either way, you're going to get what's yours. Number 1, he pushes you out of frustration, meaning he will cause some friction in your life. Number 2, he will call you out through intuition. You get the gut feelings. And number 3, you will learn your way out through disobedience. Some of us are just stubborn. But don't hinder your blessing by getting in your way. Let go so your vision can rise to the surface. Okay, so here's the second technique, the 15-5-5-75 rule, the rule that I learned to become a successful entrepreneur and make millions. If you follow this rule, I promise you, you will gain more momentum in very little time. 15%. The bulk of your time in the beginning will be spent on ironing out your vision, your goals, and your success rate. Let me break that down. Clarity comes before confidence. So you want your vision to be clear, easy to understand, and achievable in a practical way. Your vision, it should mirror what you really want out of life. But the key here is you got to dial it in. So don't just say things like, I want to make more money. I want to be happy. I want more time for myself. I want you to figure out exactly what that vision looks like. How much money will you make? What valuable service will you offer to people in exchange for income? Dial it in. So instead of saying something like, finish my first book, say something like, complete a 20,000 word Amazon best-selling book on how to invest into the stock market. You become more confident when your vision is not based on what you'll settle for, but what you truly desire. Research shows that setting clear, challenging goals lead to a 90% improvement in your performance compared to easy or vague goals. The other part of your 15% are your goals. Your goals should connect the dots to your vision. Every milestone that you reach should point back to your vision. In order to do this, here's what I recommend. Set 30-day targets that align with your vision. Then break down those targets into weekly milestones, or what I like to call your major 5 goals. These weekly goals should drive you towards your 30-day targets and should have hard deadlines attached to it. So, for example, if your 30-day target was to finish chapter 1 of your book, your major 5 goals should look like this. Name chapter 1. Develop the outline for chapter 1. Write 2,000 words. It's about setting those micro finish lines without overwhelming yourself about reaching your destination. The last part of your 15% is your success rates. Success rates are your daily measurable activity that generate winning results towards your vision. I recommend identifying 3 to 5 daily habits that can be tracked as a percentage of completion. These habits should directly support your vision. So, for example, write 500 words per day. Spend 30 minutes researching. Engage in outreach for 15 minutes. Be mindful that your 15% will more than likely be the most taxing to discover. So here's what I need you to know. Your vision often will remain the same. Your goals should be assessed weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And your success rates will most likely evolve as you adapt. Instead of relying on a miracle, rely on a process. And your 15% is how you begin to do that. Next is the 5%. This is all about reviewing your progress and making adjustments. The key here is to reflect, to connect. Ask yourself, what are my do better moments? What are my thriving moments? In my 90-day Thrive Planner, I include 2 crucial questions to reflect on each week. Where am I thriving and what do I need to do better? I also believe reflection has to do with your prayer life. God, what do you want me to do? Because I truly believe your plans are greater than my plans. Your ways are higher than my ways. It says in the Bible, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added. Here's the thing that I need you to understand. You got to be honest with yourself, because successful people understand the hidden prize to success is tied to failures and discovering exactly what's working. I recommend that you review your efforts on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. The truth is, growth is not accidental. It's intentional. And this 5% is how you bridge the gap to where you are right now to where you want to be. Here's the other 5%. It's all about your task. Every day, identify the task necessary to achieve your goals. These tasks are the miscellaneous but essential steps directly linked to realizing your vision. So avoid putting those one-off projects here. The secret to being successful in this area is to break down the task into a single action item. So, for example, remember we talked about that 20,000 word best-selling Amazon book on how to invest into the stock market? Well, that vision, it requires some one-off projects. So that might mean the task might look like find top 5 book designers or sign the contract for the book editor. The point here is getting task focused is what keeps you away from procrastination and helps you finish strong. Here's the remaining 75%. It's all about taking action. Most people fail to move the needle of their dream because they stop at planning. They have a vision, maybe even a solid plan, but they never take into consideration the crucial step of consistent execution. The 15-5-5-75 rule is designed to bridge the gap. It doesn't just stop at creating a plan. It empowers you to bring that plan to action. This is where you finish what you started. This is where you shift from being a dreamer to becoming an achiever. Because dreams without action remain ideas, and action transforms ideas into reality. Clarity demands that you release distractions. It requires you to break free from the old patterns and commit fully to the vision for your life that you truly desire. The 15-5-5-75 rule, it bridges the gap between ideas and execution, where you let go of what's no longer serving you, and you make space for the bold, focused actions, propelling you towards a future where confidence and flow collides. The thriving thought I want to leave you with today is this. Clarity isn't something you force. It's something you intentionally discover. Once you find it, take the leap. Take the leap. The possibility for a better life, it outweighs the fear of being stuck or never knowing. When I look back at my life, and I think about all the moments that I felt fear and the uncertainty, the best thing that I could do for myself was to slow down, pray, and think for myself instead of allowing others to decide my path. The vision will come, but it will require you to change. Be willing to let go of who you are right now to uncover the best version of yourself. Remember, your path is yours to walk, and no one else's resistance can stop what's meant for you. If you don't know how to get there, take the first step. Trust that the joy ahead is not meant to harm you, but to make you better. The affirmation I want to leave you with today is this: I release what no longer serves me and step boldly into my vision. I'm Charles Clark, and remember, make your day as great as you want it to be. But before you do that, make sure you consider just how precious your life is. You don't have tomorrow. All you got is right now. So don't let the door hit you on the way out. Get up, get moving, get happy, rise and thrive.